Okay, what is going on? Today I've had an interesting day. I had a decent trade today, a little bit of management issues along the way, but I wanted to go over that trade. And it was kind of interesting, a very interesting day. I was looking at a lot of this, what seemed to be kind of like manipulation, but I played a little bit of that today. I started the analysis on the 4 hour, and I had a couple of supply zones here, and I had this kind of like drop area for a supply zone, which we originally dropped out of last week. So pretty significant selling here. So I figured it would be a pretty high quality supply zone. And as we traded back up into that, I was keeping an eye on it. And so actually today, it was kind of bad timing. I've been looking to try to keep I want to stay out of the lower time frames. I've been really enjoying the higher time frames of actually trying to transition into like the hourly time frames, the 4 hour time frames, and actually trading there. What I've noticed is I've started making higher time frame analysis and decisions on the 4 hour, and then kind of monitoring my trades on the 1 hour. And that's kind of what I did today. So I was looking for essentially a trade where we swept significant liquidity here. Perfect that it lined up with the supply zone as well. So we swept yesterday's liquidity and pretty much dumped right out of that. So I started to see a lot of selling. So entered a short position. I am trading right now. I'm trading one MNQ, one micro NQ contract. And I think sizing wise and just keeping my trades longer is like helping me feel a little bit better about a lot of this stuff. So I entered a little bit late. I would have liked to have entered up here, but I was actually starting to second guess myself when I finally entered, just shy of supply here. Again, I was monitoring this position on the 1 hour, so I made sure to give myself a pretty deep stop loss. And so originally I waited for price to back down here, and roughly at the bottom of this candle, which kind of felt like chasing to me, I entered short. And my original stop was just above both of these highs. I didn't feel comfortable with the stop above this wick at 931. Felt a little too deep for me, so I kept my stop just above these highs right here and anticipated that we probably wouldn't retrace. If this was a real move out of supply, we wouldn't retrace past that. So I kept my stop there. And my target was actually this low here at 590, which was yesterday's regular trading hours low. And we actually hit that, but I want to be clear, I didn't actually hold the trade that long. I want to say I exited roughly around like 650, 660, which was kind of out of my hands. My daughter was on my desk and she decided to spill my coffee all over my desk, and I don't know where all that liquid came from, but she destroyed my mouse. She destroyed my keyboard, which I actually already ordered a new mouse and keyboard, but I actually couldn't manage my position. My mouse was not working. I could not click on anything. I couldn't exit position. So I actually had to grab my phone, open up my Topstep X account, and make sure that, I was kind of starting to panic. I'm not going to lie. Again, it was kind of outside of my control. I did have my target set. I did have my stop set. So in theory, I could have just let it run and just dealt with whatever was happening at the time. But it is what it is. I started to panic a little bit. And so what I did was I trailed my stop hard. And I think it was probably good that I did that. I started to trail, I think I trailed down to, about 640, 650. I trailed, just pulled the stop, because if it was just going to keep going, I was just going to let it keep going. I eventually stopped out. I made about $300 on that trade. My original risk here was about 140. So where I took profit was actually about 2R. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I guess a good trade's a good trade. I felt good about the fundamentals of it, shorting from supply and understanding that we're still in a higher time frame downtrend. So that felt really good. But I think the issue for me was this manipulation afterwards. If this isn't manipulation, then I don't know what is, right? We hadn't put in a higher high in what feels like weeks. I mean, if you just go on the 4 hour time frame, we haven't put in a higher high in a long time, since really August 22nd. We hadn't put in a higher high. So I was not anticipating. I was actually anticipating more down movement, but this was essentially a blast off. So at least maybe we've broken this intermediate high here, and I've got a couple of trend lines that I'm keeping an eye on just for additional confluence, not not the total package, but supply and demand, a couple of trend lines just to kind of keep some additional confluence. So interesting to keep an eye on that, but I wanted to share my trade today and a little bit of how life gets in the way with your daughter spilling some coffee on you. So otherwise, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm still working on my funded account, and I'm getting ready for my first payout. I hope. I just need to keep trucking, making good decisions, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.